Hey people, how are you? It's already Thursday, is it? Is it? Wow, it is. It's Thursday the 22nd. Cheers, people. Cheers, people. Well, so I want to move this. So out of common decency, I vote Democrat. I do not personally identify as a Democrat or a Republican or an or a liberal or a conservative. That to me, I've said it before, those definitions carry distortion. I am a human being, you know, period. A citizen of this planet. And I care about this planet. So that's my whole that's the crux of my stance. And there's nothing to argue with there. Okay? There's nothing to argue with there. I'm here in support of life. How's that? Yeah, that's very idealistic and not realistic, but it's my core value. I care about all of us. And what can be wrong with that? In general, folks, right now I feel like I'm going to be making fewer videos. Just because, I've gone for quite a long time of doing a lot of videos. Every day I don't feel like getting on here. So I'm just letting you know, for the time being, I may not be making a video every day. So what's going on? Well, I told you what's going on. I'm watching the events of the world right now, always, but in particular right now, I'm watching the Democratic National Convention every night. I love the energy, the excitement. It's refreshing. I'm knowledgeable enough to know that there are no magic answers to our problems as a nation, and that neither party can deliver on half of what they promise to do. But it's real obvious that the Republican Party is a cult of personality of a very, very undeserving individual. At this point, it seems to utter insanity to continue to support Donald Trump. But I've been saying it all along. It's a shame that so much has to happen for people to finally see what has been obvious for a long time. And yet we still have people trying to prop him up. It's very weird. And I'd like for the word weird to get its to get some respect back, because right now weird means creepy, like Trump and Vance, whereas in music weird as a descriptor can be a good one. But right now weird is bad. Yeah. Everything about Trump and his followers is bad. Bad, bad, bad. See, some of you don't want to hear that, but that's why I say I'm not going to be making as many videos right now as anyway, because that's what's on my mind. That's what I want to talk about. Can I switch and talk about music for a little bit? Sure. Yesterday was Joe Strummer's birthday from The Clash, so I was showing a couple of singles in record groups. Complete Control, 1977. Bought it when it came out. As soon as they got copies in Omaha, I grabbed one. White Man and Hammersmith Palais, The Prisoner. The Joe Strummer side with White Hammer is the one that everybody likes. I don't like it. I like The Prisoner. That's the side that I like. Okay, so some music has been played. Some records have been played. I've been digging in my own crates. Here's something I had never listened to all the way through in one sitting. I've listened to this all the way through. Someone asked me, these records are not for show. This is my interest. I buy all these records. I bought them all to listen to, and many of these records were hard-earned and also gifts. But I listen to everything. Some things I don't remember, like this. So, Canarios, Cyclos, Cycles. I listened to this all the way through yesterday, but I didn't try to follow it. It strikes me as a rock opera based on it's in a different. Is this Italian or Spanish? It's very musically. It's ambitious. Very. I can't think of the classical composer's name. Keyboard oriented. Lots of movement. Some of the vocal passages are very operatic. It seems to be about cycles of life, birth, death. Birth and death. I'm not sure. It was very enjoyable. And also it harkens back to the days of Prague when people would do stuff like at the end of sides where it would be like you think it's over and then they'd start up with some more stuff or an unexpected ending. Really enjoyed that. This is awesome. It's only 2 songs, but the Brian Eno, Kevin Shields collaboration, the fellow from My Bloody Valentine, The Weight of History, Only Once Away, My Son. Both sides of this are real. Textures, droney, wonderful. One side, I think it's the A side, The Weight of History, is like real good. This is wonderful. Sonic. Interesting band. I watched some live performances of this band where the magic of what they capture on this album, you can hear and see how they play live, but this is something special. Candy Claws with Hidden Lands. They have another record that's really hard to find. I don't have it. I happened to catch one of these tracks online somehow, and it was one of those things like, what is this? Where is this coming from? It sounds like the cover and the title, Hidden Lands. It sounds like it's music from a faraway, unknown place that is vaguely familiar but exotic. I really like this. Candy Claws, Hidden Lands. Wonderful. Here's a concept album from the 70s, or is it even like maybe 69? Brave New World. I believe this was originally out on Vertigo, one that I'd been chasing, never could find, finally gave up and got the Wawa reissue. This is very, very good. Very good. And it's not quite world music, but it has a lot of different flavors. It's psychedelic. It is. It's like a movie for the ears. This is quite good. Conceived as a studio project and conceptually inspired by the world of sci-fi novelist Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. It's quite good. Very enjoyable. I have some cans sitting out for play. When I grabbed the Candy Claws was next to can, and because of some of these Blake sleeves that I still have, they stick together. So Cannibalism, which is a compilation, came with that ugly cover, and Monster Movie. Yesterday I played this and I didn't even bother to look, but apparently this is the album that Jerry Garcia is on with Ornette Coleman. Virgin Beauty. Excuse me, I show it for a short minute and then I put it down because I know that if you really want to look at the cover, all you can do is pause the video. All right? How hard is that? Virgin Beauty. I didn't even look at the credits when I played this yesterday. Really enjoyed this, and there's a countryness to it. There's a country flavor. Yep, Jerry Garcia is on here, which explains that. This album, and Ornette Coleman, as avant-garde as he is, with his whole harmonic approach to music, could still, to my ears, be commercial. I could hear this on being played on the radio. This is old, obviously, 1988. This is good though. And hats off to Ornette Coleman for having fluid musical borders. Okay, so this was I've had these records, and this is the first one I bought used because I didn't know who it was or anything about him. Alsu Valenza. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right. And when I got this, I got it because I didn't know who he was. It was foreign, Brazilian. So I'm intrigued. Listen to it for the first time finally all the way through. Don't know the language, so I don't know what he's saying. But this is pop music, but it's so non-US sounding. And the development of the songs is not the typical verse, chorus, verse, bridge. It's intriguing. And as I listened, there was a song on one side, I think the first side, don't know what he's singing, but it made me play it twice because it was melodically, this is cool. Alsu Valenza, I think that's how you say it. Then, several years ago, when Almost Music, as a record shop was still open, they got this in, and Brian, who was running the shop, was enthusing about it. I said, oh, I have an album by him. He said, well, this is the one. Mojado de Suor. So I grabbed it. It's a reissue. Again, the lyrics are printed here, but in his native language. This is really, really good and intriguing music. I'm intrigued because it's like I'm listening and it's saying, I actually had to listen to a couple songs over to determine where is the one, where is the beat, because it's so different. Excuse me. This is some good stuff if you've never heard this artist. And he comes off to me as though he's lighthearted. I don't know what he's singing about, but there's almost like a madness in some of the songs. Really good stuff. Here's another one that I just pulled over this section here because I hadn't for a while. And when I pulled it, blind pull, it was like, yeah, because I wouldn't play it otherwise. I'm glad I did. City Spirits, Tony Vaca and Tim Moran with guest artists Don Cherry and Tim Wolf. And this is a East meets West sort of thing, but in a contemporary new age sort of way. So some of the Western playing on here is like Shadowfaxy and just kind of, when Don Cherry really kicks it in, especially when they finally let him play the trumpet on here, things go up a notch. So it's a mixed bag. This is one of those examples of a cover. I like good covers, and this is just a very nondescript cover where it's the people. So it really, but it's actually apropos for the record, okay? Some of this gets deep, but mostly it's just kind of like coffee table. It's a keeper, though. Here's another poll. And this is a weird one because Wapasso, interesting band from France, I believe. I have their two other well-known albums, originals. But this was sent to me by a record collector who I don't actually know. But this was in the wrong cover. So, Wapasso Orchestra 2001. And the cover that he sent it to me in a cover for one of their other later albums, Genuine. So I printed this and pasted it over. And this is odd. It hardly relates to the other albums of theirs. It tries to be pop, and the vocals to me are really, it's like I don't understand how voice is considered good or attractive. It's kind of grating. So thankfully there's enough instrumentals on here. I'm keeping it anyway because it's an oddity. But the tracks on here where it's a female singing, and it seems like they're trying to go for a pop audience. And it's like, this, not for me. Thought I'd show the label. That's another holdover from childhood for me. It's like the labels. I like labels. Different record labels. Just nerdy stuff. Keep going. This is fantastic. I have this on two different configurations. Sehnsucht Einklang by Tri Atma and Gyan Shabda. This is wonderful, and the picture shows it. It's just beautiful. It's a lovely blend of the tabla, Eastern melody with this is optimistic sounding and beautiful. This is the kind of music that I can't imagine people who vote for Donald Trump listening to, because it's too healthy. There's kindness in that music. Yeah, I'll run down the GOP anytime I want to in my videos, because those people are vile and they're on the wrong side of history, trying to tear things down just so that one selfish, silver-spooned crybaby gets what he wants. That don't make no sense. It's wrong. To me, it's just the ultimate example of what's been wrong with the history of this world, where white people took the advantage of their skin color, and we have this thing called white privilege that has just distorted everything. It's like, people came over to America way back when. They tried to tell that lie about Christopher Columbus, what he did. Well, really what they did was they come over here and tried to wipe out the people who were living here already, claiming it to be conquest. That was wrong from the beginning. Now that, and the GOP wants to whitewash history. This country was built by immigrants. These people are full of shit. They're wrong. I'll speak out as much as I feel. This was wonderful. All the way through, all four sides. Klaus Schultz, Cyborg. Of the four sides, I didn't look to see which side it was, but one side in particular is very strong. And I love the graphics. They go along well with the music. Got a couple more, and I'm out of here. This was sent to me by a person from Germany who follows me. He sent me a nice package of music. Was it last year or was it this year? This was one of them. A remix of Wind Was Playing With My Hair by Rainbirds. Pyrolator does a remix. Ulrich Schnaus does a remix. This is very good. 12-inch single and white vinyl. Very good. This is like, as I was listening to it, I played this as a 12-inch single. I played this on repeat a couple times. And then I thought to myself, yeah, if I encountered this in the wild, I'd have bought it. Because this is something I caught years ago when it came out by Ulrich Schnaus. This is just a limited edition 12-inch, but Passing By. And in particular, I like this so much I made my own version of one of the songs, Wherever You Are. I liked it so much, it just intrigued me. I still like it. It's on the repeater when I play it. I just love it. Made my own version of it, recorded my own version. Ulrich Schnaus. Excellent. Two more. This was a pull, and I keep it, but it's like, some of this is like cheesy, okay? Nova, Italian-based prog rock band. Connections to the bands Osana and, what's another band? Cervello, I believe. This is Wings of Love. And musically, it's really enjoyable. I love the drumming. Is it Rick Parnell? Yeah, we were Facebook friends before he died. But the lyrics to me are real cheesy and kind of googly-eyed new age, you know. I think, you know, the intention of the lyrics is good. It just, you know, they haven't aged well. It's a good album for the most part. Nova. And then this was a blind pull, but a happy blind pull, as all of them are. But it's like Steve Hackett, To Watch the Storms. This one is like a variety show, quite literally. He does a pastiche of many different styles on here. And then he does his wonderful melodic prog rock pop. Like the song on here, Brand New, could be a hit. Still could be. If it wasn't for the unfortunate control of the airwaves by corporations like Clear Channel, it would be the halcyon days back in the 60s and 70s when disc jockeys could play what they wanted and they could turn you on to stuff. That would sound really good on the radio. So hope everyone's okay. And be well, people. I'm just ignoring like fleas and flies, the pests that try to leave stupid criticisms of me in my comments. I don't read them. I can see by just the first couple of lines, oh, there he is again. I'm assuming it's a he. The women are showing us up, fellas. So I wouldn't attribute this garbage to a woman. It sounds like a real idiot. Wants my attention, ain't got nothing for me. So, carry on, people. Be part of the solution. Don't be selfish and full of evil, like the GOP.